half hour before.
Hey everyone, it's Dustin. I'm out here at the Noble Carrot Co-op in Pingree Grove, Illinois, visiting with some local farmers and residents, some homemade products and non-GMO products, handmade products. Let's go inside and take a look. Hello, we're at the Noble Carrot Co-op in Pingree Grove today, and we're visiting with Beth and Rosemary from Mattick. Hello ladies.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Let's just jump right in. Can you tell us about Mattick?
Sure. We're a local company out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, and we specialize in handmade soaps and air fresheners and lotions and things like that. We decided that we needed to have something that was a better product than you can get at the grocery store. So we started out with our handmade soaps, and these are, they're all natural ingredients. We use essential oils whenever possible. We use, like, just for example, our lemongrass is an essential oil. You can feel the glycerin in there when you touch the soap. We don't remove the glycerin. A lot of your big soap manufacturers take the glycerin out and they'll sell it back to you in a hand lotion because now their soap is drying. So this has essential oil, and it also has little bits of the lemongrass in there. Lemongrass has been proven to be as effective as a commercial insect repellent. So if you use lemongrass, if you bathe with lemongrass, and you're going to go to, like, let's say to a party, or we sell to a lot of campers, hikers, you use this and you don't have to worry about your mosquitoes and your bugs.
So for like all day?
Probably not all day, no, but a couple hours, which is all you need for mosquitoes. I think they last about an hour, hour and a half, maybe at dawn and dusk.
What about if you put that just outside, like on your patio table or something?
I haven't tested that. I have not tested that, but you know. It's a good point. We should probably try that.
And we also have goat milk soap that's really good if you have any kind of skin sensitivity. It's, again, all natural, cold processed, and made the old-fashioned way with all the glycerin left in there. So it's not going to dry your skin the way that soap does. And so we have goat's milk varieties also. Again, if you have eczema, that's really supposed to help a lot with the any kind of skin sensitivity.
So when we talk about the glycerin being left in, it's almost, so that's basically two products in one. It's the soap and a lotion.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't have to do both. So somebody like me who's always on the run, I can just wash and that's it.
Yes, and once you use our soap, that was the first thing that I noticed actually once using natural soap, was that your hands feel smoother and softer, and then it tends to stay with you. But we do also carry lotions, and these are our small lotion bars. These are beeswax, sunflower oil, shea butter, and fragrance, and that's it. So when you use this on your skin, it actually stays with you. So you will notice immediately that beeswax is like a coating almost on your skin, but it absorbs into the skin. And so when you wash your hands afterwards, you can still feel that beeswax working on your skin. And it's very great, especially in the winter or when you have dry skin, mostly in the winter.
And what is nice about those too is that you can target certain areas. So in winter, if you do a lot of dishes, you can have that sitting next to your sink, and then my knuckles get really dry, or my wrists get really dry, whereas I don't really need it on the palm of my hand. So that's what's nice about the lotion bars also.
Now we talked about the soap, but before we move on, I have to ask.
Okay.
We have to talk about this soap.
Yes, that is our #1 selling soap, our monkey fart soap. And as you'll notice, it is beautiful too. It looks like marble, and then when you smell it, it smells good too. So a lot of people say, well, that's why it's your #1 selling soap. It's not just that.
Not just the name?
It's not just the name. That gets your attention, but it's not just the name. People love the fragrance. And we have people come back and buy it over and over again because of the fragrance. And because it works so well, you know, because of the glycerin and all of the natural ingredients in there.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
How does the I don't want to say deterioration, but the use of the soap. You know how the regular store-bought soaps, you know, you get down to that little piece of soap. How do these wear and go over in time? Am I going to be dropping it and fudging with it and dropping it down the sink, or is it wear kind of nice and neat for everybody to use instead of dropping the store-bought soap all over the place?
It's going to last you, number one, it's going to last you 3 times longer than your beauty bar that you'd buy at the store. So right there, but we do recommend that you use a soap dish. These are cedar soap dishes, and they are made in Wisconsin. Again, everything we sell is made in the U.S. We don't do any foreign products. So these are made in Wisconsin. They have holes, and you'll see that. So they drain. And that's really important with your soap, that you want it to drain. So I would say if you don't have, you know, these are perfect for that. These are only $4 here. Anything that you can get it to drain is better.
Right.
And cedar, I mean, that's what 90% of the fences, the sidings, and everything like that, because it's a natural repellent. So.
Right.
And you touched on the not imported products, but for our viewers, it's more important. Everything's local. I mean, in our small area, Crystal Lake, Galena, right over the border in Wisconsin. So I think that's very commendable, and it hopefully helps promote more.
Yeah.
I see next to my favorite bar of soap, this looks like it's crocheted. What exactly is this?
We're calling this a soap saver bag. And so what you do is you take your bar of soap and you put it in the bag, and you use it like a washcloth. It keeps your bar of soap nice and neat and all together. And so even when your bar of soap gets really small, it will still keep it together, and you can use it like a washcloth. So when the bar of soap is actually gone, and you'll use all of it because it's in the bag, you take this and put it in the washer, you put it in the dryer, and you put a new bar of soap in there. It's reusable.
And then it has a little hanger.
Oh, it also has a hanger, so once you get done lathering and washing, you squeeze all the excess water out. There's a drawstring at the top, you hang it up and let any excess water drain.
Very interesting, thank you.
It helps your soap last longer.
I won't drop it down the drain.
No, you won't.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, let's move on. We were talking before we started filming about laundry soap.
Yes. So this is a handmade, eco-friendly laundry detergent. I make this, and this is it's actually better. We are starting to get lots of reorders on it. It's made with everything in here except for one ingredient is natural. Okay. And that one ingredient is an ingredient that is used for whitening, and I believe it just works better. I mean, I could make it cheaper, but I think people would like it. They like it better, that it cleans their clothes better. It's still an ingredient that's mine, but then they heat it up so that it becomes a powder. It's a liquid, it becomes a powder, and then you use it for whitening. And then we do use our soap scraps in here. So that, and this is a 2-pound bag, and it will wash 50 loads if you have a high efficiency washing machine. It's good for hot, warm, cold water. It works just as good in any water. It works good in regular machines. It works good in high efficiency machines. It works good in your front loaders. The only thing is with the front loader, you just you take a tablespoon and you mix it with hot water, put that in your dispenser, and then that will clean your clothes just great.
How does that compare? I know you talked a little bit about the store-bought product, but we compared the soaps to store-bought products. How does that compare?
This is actually, I suppose if you get your Tide on sale, it's probably the same price as your Tide that's on sale. So it's about the same price as Tide, which has all kinds of chemicals in it.
Right, and those chemicals eat at your clothing actually, or this won't.
Right, and this virtually has no fragrance. It has a little bit of, right now we've been using our Cinnabee soap. So there's a slight fragrance to it, but it will not leave any fragrance on your clothes. And in fact, we recommend that if people want to put fragrance in there, that they open the bag, pour it into a bowl, drop about 10 to 20 drops of fragrance, essential oil, into that, stir it up, and put it back in there, and then that will give you some fragrance. Okay. All right, and then we also have these, which are dryer balls. These are handmade, 97% recycled wool. So we take old sweaters, jackets. Here, let me show you this one. You can kind of see that's an old skirt that we cut up. We try to leave them so you can see some of the recycled wool in there. So we cut them up, we roll them into balls, and then we top them with that 3% of wool, 100% wool yarn. And then we wash them and dry them 3 times in that felt soap. And then these are used for in place of dryer sheets. So actually, they will reduce the static. Their number one benefit is that they dry your clothes faster, and they will last probably years. Haven't tested that yet, but every once in a while I did read that you need to re-wash them and re-dry them in hot water, hot dryer. And what that does is that rejuvenates them so that they can reduce that static again. They also puff up your clothes. They, puff up your blankets, and they separate your clothes so that there's less wrinkling. So we recommend no less than 3. I know people want to buy 1, but that's what they do. And those are great too.
You won't get those stuck in your pant leg either.
No.
Like the dryer sheet.
Right, exactly. If it's in there, you'll know it right away.
And my favorite product, because I'm terrible at home with candles, and I love the scents. But can we talk about these wickless candles?
These are a wickless candle. They require no heat, light, or flame. You simply open them up and let their fragrance disperse into the room. They work best in a 10 by 10 foot area, but I say you could have it next to your lounge chair if you want. That's where you want your aromatherapy. They are a good Illinois product because the tin is actually made in Rockford. The food grade soy wax is grown in the Midwest, and they are hand poured in Galena, Illinois. They are going to last about 15 weeks if you leave them open. I recommend that you open and close them, so when you want your aromatherapy, you open it up, and when you're done or you go into another room, you close it. And that's because you might get used to it, and they'll last longer that way. So that's a good Illinois product made right here.
And no heat, so that means if you want your car to smell fresh, you should only leave it in there for a little bit and take it out.
What? We do not recommend that you use them in vehicles, and the reason is that the soy wax has a low melting point, and when it gets to be 80 degrees outside, if your windows are all closed up and your car's all closed up, it will melt.
Okay.
So you can't use the vehicle as one place you cannot use them.
Duly noted. How can, other than coming out to the co-op, how can people find your products?
We are in other stores, but we also do King County Flea Market. We are online at aromatic.com. We are also on Facebook, and you can order online, and you can come and see us at the flea market. If you go online to our Facebook account, you can see where we're going to be. We always promote wherever we're going to be. In fact, I know that my son asked for pictures right away this morning, put us on Facebook, and linked us to the Noble Carrot. So.
Well, great. Thanks for coming out, and people can come visit you here at the co-op every Saturday?
Yep. Yes, they'll be here.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you both very much, and I can't wait to get home and try the monkey fart.
All right.
We're outside now visiting with Farmer Jim. Farmer Jim, you have a unique tag to you. A lot of people try to pass off the organic word, but I understand that you're our organic farmer here locally.
I am organic. We're not certified organic. but we consider ourselves better than organic. There are a lot of things that are allowed in organic production that, even though they're not a synthetic chemical, they're still a chemical, and we don't use those in our products. We don't do anything like that to make our crops grow when we want. If the weeds are coming, we go out and pick the weeds. When the bugs are there, well, sometimes we pick the bugs off. So it's really, truly an organic. I consider myself more of a dirt farmer than anything else. If I can make the soil as healthy as possible, then the plants can protect themselves against disease. They can fight off the infestations of bugs to a certain point. So really, it's all about having a healthy soil and maintaining that soil, putting compost into the ground, using a mineralizer. We use a mineralizer real quick just to, all it is dehydrated sea salt. But it has all the proteins and everything in it that the human body or animals would need. So they use the same fertilizer for cattle to let them lick, and they thrive on it. So we use the same thing to remineralize, and it's just a foliar spray. We spray it right on our crops, and it's a wonderful product. So, but that's the only way that's how we started out, was organic. We wanted to grow pure food straight out of the earth. You can pluck it up, you can eat it that day right out of the ground if you don't mind a little sand on your food.
What all do you grow on the farm?
We grow over 100 different varieties of fruits and vegetables and herbs. It's mostly vegetables. Our fruits come in the form of melons, honeydew, cantaloupe, some specialty melons, watermelon. But everything else is all focused on the vegetable side of it. We grow a lot of heirlooms. An heirloom may be 40 or 50-year-old. The seed, it's growing that plant. Say an heirloom tomato, for instance. You grow the tomato, pick that tomato off, you save that seed. The next year you plant with that same seed. We're not saving it because we want to make sure that we are getting a pure form. We don't have any cross-pollination, so we let the seed companies who specialize in that. That's where we get our seed. We don't actually save our own seed. But it's a seed that's been saved for 40 or 50 years. It hasn't been cross-pollinated. It hasn't been genetically modified. It is a pure food, and they've done tests on them. Heirlooms are higher nutritional values. The flavors are just out of this world. Sometimes they're a little tricky to grow, but that's for me to worry about, and everyone else just to enjoy to eat. So,
can you walk us through a typical day on the farm? It sounds like there's a lot of people hours behind farming.
There are. It is an extremely intensive job. I'm usually up at 6:30, depending on the day. We go out. Like this, the springtime is always extremely busy because we are tilling the fields, prepping them for planting. Then we're planting. We grow a lot of crops in a ground cover for weed suppression, so it's another way that we fight against the weeds, so we don't have to use chemicals. We spread out a tarp, we're cutting holes in it, and then we plant into that, and then after everything's planted, then it's laying the irrigation down, and getting that all ready to go, and then after all that is done, it is simply just tending to the crops, making sure that they are, keeping the weeds down or weeding them out, so they don't have to compete as hard with a weed who can grow 3 times their size in a day. So every day is a different day because we made, every crop is a different challenge. Some crops are row crops, so it's weeding out that long row. Some days it's picking bugs off potato so they don't become a huge population on us. It truly is a different day every day on the farm.
And it's typically sundown to sun, or sun up to sundown?
Sun up to sundown day, always. Last night we were getting ready for the farm stand today. So I was up at 6:30 yesterday, and we walked out of the last field last night at 9:15. Then I had to come back, we had to bundle everything, we washed all the radishes, our turnips, we had to prepare the boxes and whatnot we were bringing today. And then this morning I was up and out in the field at 5:30 picking fresh kale. We like our greens to be fresh, we didn't want them to sit overnight in our cool room. So I was up at 5:30 this morning picking. We bundled those up, and then we packed up the car, and we were here by 8:30, unloading, ready to go. So now it's 2 o'clock. We're gonna go home. We'll have to put this in our cool room. We'll probably stop and donate some of it, and then it will be out. I have a couple hours of tilling down some weeds to get ready for. We have a final planting of our winter squash that's going in, so that will be either be planted tonight or in the morning.
Well, we won't keep you much longer, but before we do let you go, how can people find your products? Is it local farm stands, or do you have a website? Or
we have a website. It's www.readijamfarms.com. We have a Facebook presence. Just do a search on Facebook for Ready Jam Farms. Like us on Ready Jam Farms to find out all of our information. We have a CSA, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and how that works is people purchase a share. We have 3 share sizes, a small, medium, and a large. And every week for 18 weeks, people receive what's in season that week. We usually have a minimum of 5 or 6 vegetables, and people can see up to 12 to 14 when it's really going and pumping in the in the heart of the summer. And that is our bread and butter. We also do a farm stand here at the Noble Carrot Co-op on Saturdays from 9 to 2. We also do the Elmwood Park Farmers Market the 2nd and 4th Sunday of every month from 9 to 2, I believe it's also. And then we do on those odd Sundays, we're going to start doing the Dundee Farmers Market in East Dundee. And we are looking for other farmers markets as well for Monday, Tuesday. So we deliver our CSA on Thursdays to Elgin, South Elgin, and Elmhurst. On Fridays to on Fridays to Crystal Lake and Marengo, and then Saturdays here at Pingree Grove at the Noble Carrot. We also have a pickup point.
Thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing more of you, and all that information you gave us about finding you out on social media, we'll be sure to look and pass it around.
Great, thank you very much.
We're inside now visiting with Lon. Lon is, I don't know your exact title, Lon, so
one of the directors of the co-op.
Okay, director of the co-op?
Yes.
Let's start there. What is a co-op?
Well, a co-op is basically a cooperative, and on the simplest terms, that just means it's a group of people that get together for a common goal. And in our case, a co-op is mostly volunteer work, but everybody gets to, we have a board of directors, of which I'm one, and we have some directors, we have bylaws, we have everything else that a company would have. But in our case, all the members of the co-op get to have a say in the direction of the co-op. We get to say what products we have or what efforts we make in the community. So that's more participation.
What prompted the startup of the co-op?
It's sort of a need in the community we saw. This area that we have here doesn't have a lot of businesses in it. It's mostly homes. It's sort of like a bedroom community. And a lot of people want to eat out here, and they want more choices, and they want something local. And you know, since there's not a lot of local businesses in here, this is something that everybody's willing to participate and join and give their time and effort to help start. So it meets the need of having healthier foods, better foods for people, more options like organic, gluten-free, and anything we can get from the local farms, from the local producers, from the local companies. And you know, we try to house it here so that way people can walk down from their homes and walk to the barn and hang out, spend some time, and buy some healthier, better products.
How do products get here? We met Farmer Jim outside. We met Rosemary and Beth.
Right.
So how do other products get here other than people bringing them here?
Right. So what we do is, as the directors, our job is to find the local vendors and find the products and see if they're good, they meet our standards. And then we just talk to them. We say, hey, we've got a store. We'd like to see if you guys can come down and sell from our store. And a lot of times we'll buy from them wholesale or set up a commission kind of situation like we have with Farmer Jim. And that's our job. We organize all the products from around the area to bring them to the store so that the people can just come here and get the stuff.
And you're here every Saturday?
We are. Right now we're only open on Saturdays. We do hope to expand the hours, but you know, we're small with a small amount of products right now, so, you know, and it's all volunteer work too. So, you know, we don't always have somebody that's able to work a full week of hours. So we try to put them all we can. So right now we're only open on Saturdays from 9 to 3. And if that goes well, then maybe we'll do also Sundays. And if the demand is there and the products are there, then maybe we'll start opening up throughout the week.
Is there a social media presence for the co-op? Is there a website?
We do. We have a website. It's thenoblecarrot.org. And the noblecarrot.org right now is still going under its transformation. But right now it's overview informative. But we have, you know, we plan to update it as we go along. The store open, we still have to get that up on the website and that kind of thing. But you know, it's a start. It's got the information of basically what a co-op is, the kind of things we want to do with the co-op, our goals. It has our bylaws and that sort of thing up there. So,
well, as the store fills up, we'll let you go. But I have one question. Noble Carrot.
Yeah, it's a great name, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of good co-ops that are around that have very unique names, and we wanted something that was more in our roots. And right now our roots started out with gardening, as most co-ops actually in the area have. But with gardenings, we just thought the carrot was a good symbol. It was something that not everybody else had, and you know, it's a noble carrot because this is sort of a noble thing we're doing. So,
well, noblecarrot.org. You're on Rhine King Road in Pingree Grove.
It is correct. Right, the big red barn.
Big red barn. Can't miss it.
Can't miss it. Can't miss it. And I think it's the noble carrot.
The noble carrot. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to work.
Appreciate it.
it.
Thanks.